Yeah. Okay. First of all, thank you, Catherine, so much for inviting me to join you tonight. And this is a remarkable place. I mean, if I wasn't with you guys, I think I'd just hang around and admire the place. But this is something else. It's a real pleasure to be here. Many of you I've seen, I've met before. I know I had a wonderful visit to Westchester a while back. I can't even remember how long ago that was. My life in this organization is now 5 months, and it just seems like it's been longer.
I think we were the first.
Well, actually, no. I actually went out to California before I started in Seattle. It's a great time to be in this organization. I mean, I met with many of you at the convention in June. And I've seen some of you individually since then. Molly was kind enough to visit me in the office and share her remarkable life with me. I had the great pleasure of being with Joe and Jeff in as part of just a remarkable delegation that we had at the WFUNA, the World Federation of UNA's meeting in Seoul a couple months ago. And I will tell you one thing. You know, we had a number of delegations come up to all of us and just thank us for being there. They were very, very pleased and proud of the fact, you know, we are the 600-pound gorilla in this organization. And frankly, we're the 600-pound gorilla in the world often. And the question isn't, how much do we weigh, but it's how do we behave. And that brings me to another remarkable event that I was pleased to be a witness to, and that was a couple weeks ago when President Obama came up to the UN. And I was in the audience when he gave his speech. Luckily, I took off after that, so I didn't have to sit through 90 minutes of Gaddafi. We were hosting a lunch for the President of Bosnia-Herzegovina as part of our Business Council outreach, and that went very, very well, but that's what got me out of the Gaddafi speech. But the fact of the matter is that, you know, some of you in this group are actually a little bit older than me, and I've heard some of you talk about the early days of the UN very wistfully, very passionately, very positively. I don't know if we'll ever bring back those days. I mean, the world has moved on. It's gotten a lot more complicated. Many of the issues are issues that weren't even on the agenda then. But what I sensed in New York, and it wasn't just the president's speech, it was chairing the Security Council, it was the climate change summit. It was all the meetings he had with troop contributing countries, with the African nations, with the Friends of Afghanistan, and on and on and on. And this is all about UN leadership, you know, about U.S. leadership in the UN. It's not about U.S. hegemony. It's not about U.S. telling people this is how you're going to do it. It's about leading creatively. And this is where UNA comes in. And this is where I think, you know, the time could not be more propitious for us as an organization. It's also a challenge. We have our work cut out for us. It's a much more complicated world. We've had, as I explained to many of you, we've had some serious financial issues. It's a challenge to make sure that we focus ourselves, that we do our work, that we take advantage of the creative assets that we have in this organization. At the top of my list of creative assets are our chapters, is our membership. You know, there's another organization that starts with the same initials, United Nations, but they have an F after it, Foundation. And they're a wonderful organization, and they've got a lot of money. When one benefactor gives you $1 billion, it's a lot of money. But the fact is, we have a lot of people, and our people are our biggest asset, and I'll take our people and put them against anyone's money any day of the week. And our challenge is to marshal those people assets. I don't look at my domain as the people who work on 2nd Avenue or in Washington, I look at the domain as all of us. All 135 chapters and divisions, all 12,000 of us. And how do we manage our work to make sure that we're educating the American people about the work of the UN, that we're working on certain policy issues, and that we're doing advocacy on some of those issues. And again, the word is focus. We can't be everything to everyone, and I think most people understand and realize this. So it's a thrill to be here. Catherine, thank you so much for inviting me and keeping me off the streets at night and making sure that I don't get into trouble and that kind of stuff. I really do welcome your YPIC members. I got a chance to talk to a couple of you. And, you know, I know you guys always hear this, you're the next year generation, you're the fresh blood, all that kind of stuff. But, you know, when I think about the American population and how poorly informed the American people are about the UN, we have our work cut out for us. And I hope your generation can do a better job than our generation has done, because I don't think we've done too well. So we have the wind at our backs with an administration that gets multilateral diplomacy, and the challenge is for us to take advantage of it. So Catherine said, keep it short.